Dear students, welcome back to the second session of discussion of human development. In previous class we have discussed spermatogenesis, that is formation of male gamete sperm. In this class we will discuss oogenesis, that is formation of ovum. So what is oogenesis? See, gametogenesis in female is called oogenesis. Gametogenesis in female is called oogenesis, and broadly it can be defined as the process by which haploid female gametes ovum is formed from diploid cuboidal germinal epithelial cells which lines the ovary. Okay. So genesis means formation. So formation of, shortly speaking, formation of ovum is called oogenesis. Now where the ovum is produced? It is actually produced in ovary, but so far as oogenesis is concerned, it is not completed. So like spermatogenesis, in spermatogenesis it takes about 64 to 70 days to complete, and it begins within the seminiferous tubule of testis and completed within that. But unlike to that, the oogenesis or ovum formation occurs within the ovary, but it is not completed within the ovary. In fact, it is completed outside the ovary in fallopian tube. Okay, whenever the sperm is fertilizing the ovum, at that particular time second meiotic division occurs, that is equal to mitosis, and oogenesis is completed. Now let us study in detail starting from the histology of ovary. See, I have taken a section of ovary here where the oogenesis begin. Ovary is a almond shaped organ and it is internally lined by cuboidal germinal epithelial cell. I told you in spermatogenesis the testis internally lined by, that is seminiferous tubules lined by cuboidal germinal epithelial cells. Likewise, the ovary is also internally lined with cuboidal germinal epithelial cells, and these are responsible for the formation of oocyte and later on ovum. Now this ovary is outside, it is covered by visceral peritoneum, below that tunica albuginea is present. Now internally it is lined by cuboidal epithelium. One of the interesting fact regarding oogenesis is that unlike to that of the spermatogenesis, oogenesis begins in the embryonic condition. That means when the female child is growing within the mother, at that particular time oogenesis begins. It is a 4-step process. Spermatogenesis is a continuous process, begins and ends at a faster rate, but oogenesis is a slow process, it takes years to complete. That is one of the major difference between spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Oogenesis takes years to complete. चारि थाकिया प्रोसेस गोटे 4टा स्टेप रे कंप्लीट हुए. Before birth, millions and millions of oogonia are produced, and then up to puberty, out of that some are differentiated into primary oocyte. Then at the time of ovulation, in each menstrual cycle From primary oocyte, secondary oocyte is produced, and when the sperm is about to fertilize, entering into the ovum, at that particular time second meiosis takes place and oocyte is produced. Then after that cytoplasmic organization is there, so many changes are there taking place in oocyte, and finally it forms the ovum. So it is a very long process, unlike to that of the spermatogenesis. So here you try to understand the histology of ovary. From this we will tell the phases of oogenesis. Suppose a section of ovary is taken, say ovary is lined by cuboidal germinal epithelial cell. Now this cuboidal germinal epithelial cell differentiates to produce cells of Leger, that is egg tube of Leger or cells of Leger. During early embryonic condition, 21-day or early embryonic condition, some of the cuboidal germinal epithelial cells, they will disintegrate, differentiates and divides, sinking into the stroma, forming egg tube of Leger, which is appearing in this region. It will sink into the stroma. Stroma माने कौन? ये जो ओभारी अच्छे ओभार हिस्टोलॉजी देखेले तार आउटर पार्ट टाउ कहते cortex. This particular part is known as cortex and the inner part is known as medulla. Okay, medulla contain fluid known as stroma. Outer covering is called tunica albuginea. Okay, and this lined by cuboidal germinal epithelium. Cuboidal germinal epithelium. Some of these cells differentiates and sink. These cells are known as egg tube of Leger. Now after that the egg tube of Leger forms cluster of cell. ये cell गुड़ा सब जमा ही जाए, cluster of cell. These cluster of cells are known as egg nest. Egg nest. बुझी पारुछ हम कौन कहूची? Are you trying to understand? You should understand what I mean to tell. This is very important. This is very much linked with the oogenesis process. I told you oogenesis, unlike to that of spermatogenesis, begins during early embryonic condition, when the embryo is developing initially. At that particular time ovary become functional and oogenesis begins. Some of the cuboidal germinal cell which are lining the ovary, they gets differentiated and sinks into the stroma, forming a tube-like structure known as egg tube of Leger, and then they form the cluster of cells called egg nest. Now from egg nest one will differentiate and the other remains surrounding it. That is one of the important points. Out of all one will differentiate. गोटे differentiate ला बाकी सब surround कर रहिला. That which will be differentiated, that is called primary oocyte. Now say this is primary oocyte and the other cells surrounding it are called follicular cell. These are called follicular cell. So question is that why one will differentiate? Why all other cells will not differentiate into primary oocyte? Because other cell will donate nutrition to the central cell. Jodi sabuda differentiate he jibo, tale there will be deficient in the nutrition. तो ये जो egg nest थिला ता भितर गोटे differentiate हला, से जो differentiate हला ता कहती primary oocyte and other cells surrounding it are known as follicular cell. And this total structure is called primary ovarian follicle. This is called primary ovarian follicle. Okay. Now see, this primary ovarian follicle is converted into secondary ovarian follicle. How it is converted? This follicular cell repeatedly divides, and whenever this follicular cell divides and it will form 2 to 3 layer of cells. Now these cells are not known as follicular cell, rather these are known as granulosa cell. बुझिपारुछ? This is follicular cell, one layer of cell. Now it goes on dividing. Whenever it goes on dividing, forming more than 2 layer of cells, then that is not known as follicular cell, rather it is called granulosa cell. Now this follicle is called secondary. This is called secondary ovarian follicle. Now secondary ovarian follicle contains primary oocyte. Okay. Now again this follicle develops into tertiary follicle. आरु टिके बड़ हो tertiary follicle कला मझे सेमती ग्रो करछि प्राइमरी oocyte अछि tertiary follicle कला जो tertiary follicle हैला. Now this primary oocyte is converted into secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte, and then it will be subsequently changed into matured ovarian follicle, which is called Graafian follicle. Matured ovarian follicle, in each menstrual cycle it is producing matured ovarian follicle, which is called Graafian follicle. Okay, and center is occupied by secondary oocyte. Okay. So let us understand this again. So egg tube of Flagler, then it will form egg nest. From the egg nest, one will change into primary oocyte. Other cells remain surrounding it. These are called follicular cell. Now the primary oocyte changed into larger one, that is called secondary follicle. Primary follicle changes into secondary follicle. Now secondary follicle also contains the oocyte, primary oocyte. How the primary follicle changed into secondary follicle? By the division of the follicular cells. Now the secondary follicle again changed into tertiary follicle, which is surrounded by granulosa cells, and within that secondary oocyte is there. And now the matured follicle is known as ovarian follicle. All those changes are there. Okay. And then the expulsion of ovum is there, or you can say secondary oocyte. Expulsion of secondary oocyte will be there. Ovum will release in form of secondary oocyte. Okay. Ovum पर्यंत रिच कर न था, secondary oocyte रिलीज कला परे ovum हुए. Now see, so all the changes we will explain in 3 phases. Like spermatogenesis, I told you spermatogenesis occurred in 3 phases. Number 1, phase of multiplication. Number 2, phase of growth. And number 3, phase of maturation. Similarly, oogenesis also takes place with 3 different phases: phase of multiplication, phase of growth, and phase of maturation. But with few changes, अल्प के change हुए. What are the changes we are going to discuss? So oogenesis also having this 3 phase: phase of multiplication, phase of growth, and phase of maturation, except some cytoplasmic specialization which is different in oogenesis other than that of the spermatogenesis. Now see, suppose I will take here one cell. ये जो इवेंट गुड़ाक कली मु शर्ट देखली, एटा तुम ऑलरेडी पढ़ीच. you already studied in female reproductive system that I have shown here. I have to link this with the oogenesis process. তাহলে দেখো এই সেলটা নেলি, এটা হচ্ছে কিউবয়েডাল জর্মিনাল এপিথেলিয়াল সেল। whenever that cuboidal germinal cell মানে কোন, যে কি গামেট ফর্মেশন করে, জর্ম সেল মানে যে গামেট ফর্মেশন করে তাকে কুহতি জায়ক কোষ, জর্মিনাল সেল। টেস্টিস এন্ড ওভারি লাইন্ড উইথ জর্ম সেল। তাহলে সেই জর্ম সেল যেতবেলে ডিফরেনশিয়েট হলা, ওভম ফর্মেশন করিব, নাও ইট ইজ কল্ড প্রাইমোডিয়াল জর্ম সেল। বিফোর ফর্মিং the ovum, some of the cuboidal germinal cell, they will differentiate. Now these germinal cells are known as primordial germ cell. So I have taken a portion of the ovary which is lined with cuboidal germinal epithelial cells. See, this is a portion of the ovary which is lined with cuboidal germinal epithelial cells. Okay. Now whenever the germinal epithelial cells, those which are differentiated, gets modified and undergoes division, these are known as PGC, primordial germ cell. Like spermatogenesis we have studied, this is called primordial germ cell. Okay, shortly ताको कहती PGC. This is cuboidal germinal epithelium. Now like spermatogenesis, the primordial germ cell undergoes repeated division, repeated mitotic division to produce large number of cells. These large number of diploid cells are known as oogonia. Singular is oogonium. Okay, that is also known as ovum mother cell. These are known as oogonia, or you can say ovum mother cell. What type of division occurs in between? That is mitosis. So primordial germ cell undergoes repeated mitosis, producing large number of diploid cells called oogonia or ovum mother cell. Now this phase is known as multiplication phase. This is known as multiplication phase. Now some of the oogonia will differentiate and proceeds to next stage of development, as in case of spermatogenesis. Some of the oogonia, they will accumulate more amount of cytoplasm from the surrounding follicular cell. Follicular cell cytoplasm जमा करे, rapid DNA division हुए, पाखापाखि double हो जाए, they will assume nearly double size to that of the earlier, and that double sized diploid cell is known as primary oocyte. This is called primary oocyte. So see, during transformation from oogonia to primary oocyte, there is no division, only there is growth, and it is a very longer process in oogenesis in comparison to spermatogenesis. So many new organelles will change, so many changes will occur, and it will taking a very longer time. I will tell you why it will take longer time. But in oogenesis, this is not requiring transformation from oogonia to primary oocyte is not requiring any division, rather it undergoes growth. That is why this phase is known as growth phase. Growth phase. Now the primary oocyte undergoes reductional division, or you can say maturation division. What is maturation division and what type of division occurred during maturation division? that is meiotic one. Whenever it is final, the primary oocyte is going to divide and to produce oocyte, and subsequently ovum, it undergoes meiotic division. And you know meiotic division, meiosis is of two types, meiosis 1, meiosis 2, and meiosis 1 is reductional, meiosis 2 is equational. Now the primary oocyte undergoes meiosis 1, first maturation division, meiosis 1, to produce a large secondary, produce a large haploid secondary oocyte and a very small polar body. এটা কোনটি secondary oocyte and a very small first polar body. First polar body, or that is called polocyte. Okay. Now the secondary oocyte again undergoes meiosis 2 to produce a large oocyte, or after that it will convert it into ovum, and another one very small second polar body. And by that time, as polar body may also divide to produce another two polar bodies, and this phase of division is called maturation phase. This phase is called maturation phase. See, so what is the basic difference? In previous class we have also drawn the similar type of diagram, but with this similar type of diagram there are so many differences. It looks similar but it is not exactly similar. Now see, in case of the oogenesis, one functional ovum and oocyte is produced, side by side polar bodies are produced. What is polar body? Here there is a major difference. Polar bodies are very small. Okay. Polar bodies are produced in order to give or ensure more cytoplasm in the ovum, because embryonic development occurs in the ovum or oocyte. अधिक साइटोप्लाज्म को धर रखा अधिक साइटोप्लाज्म को दबा पोलार बॉडीटा स्मॉल होता है. पोलार बॉडी रे बहुत कम साइटोप्लाज्म थाए. परीक्षा पिले गोटे क्वेश्चन आसे, व्हाट इज पोलार बॉडी, हाउ इट इज फॉर्म, व्हाट इज इट्स सिग्निफिकेंस. You will write polar bodies are produced during oogenesis. Polar bodies ensure more amount of cytoplasm in ovum for further embryonic development. Polar bodies are produced due to unequal cytoplasmic division, but in fact it is containing equal number of chromosomes to that of the ovum. The end at which the polar bodies are produced known as animal pole, and opposite pole is known as vegetal pole. The first polar body is produced when the secondary oocyte is produced, and the second polar body is produced from oocyte, or you can say ovum, when the meiosis 2 is there. Here this is meiosis 2, meiosis 2. Okay. When meiosis 2 occurred, at that time second polar body is produced. So here now you have to link this. This is very important in oogenesis. Now TS of or section of ovary, I will link to the phases of oogenesis. That is the cream of oogenesis. This is the cream. This is the main feature of the oogenesis. Comparison between section of ovary to that of the stages of oogenesis. Now see, first of all oogonia. You understand phase of multiplication. From cuboidal germinal cell the oogonia is produced. Oogonia, how many chromosomes are there? 2n is equal to 46. Now see, this is mitotic division. Mitotic division means equational division. Now this is primordial germ cell 2n chromosome. This is oogonia 2n chromosome. Chromosome number same, equational. Now this stage, phase of multiplication or multiplication phase, where it corresponds? ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଓଭାରି ଭିତରେ ଏଇଟା ହେଉଛି ନା, all these processes taking place in ovary, but not from this. ଏତିକି stage ହେଉଛି, ସବୁ ଯାକ ହେଉନି। ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ପ୍ରୋସେସ କିଛି କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ ହେଉଛି, କିଛି ବାହାରେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ ହେଉଛି, ହେଲା କି? ତ oogenesis ହେଉଛି କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ ହେଉଛି, a part of this process taking place within ovary and the remaining part taking place outside the ovary. Now if I link this egg tube of flagella and egg nest, what are the cells corresponds to, what are the cells within the ovary that corresponds to oogonia? One of the question that will be asked in the entrance examination. Once again I am repeating, the spermatogenesis is completed within the testis, but the oogenesis is never completed within the ovary. This diagram, from this diagram, we see that a part of these phases is completed within the ovary and the other part completed outside the ovary when the sperm fertilizes the ovum. At that particular time, that changes will taking place. Now see. Now the what stage of oogenesis or the egg tube of flagella and egg nest cell, this corresponds to what stages of oogenesis? ये जो सेल गुड़ाक देखली egg tube of flagella और egg nest, एटा एठी कोठी अछि? These are developing oogonia. ये जो oogonia गुड़ा अछि, these are this. That means egg tube of flagella and egg nest, these are developing oogonia. And before birth about 2 to 4 million oogonia are present at the time of birth. Birth time re just about to, when the baby is about to birth, at that particular time, at birth time 2 to 4 million oogonia ओभारी भितर थाए, माने एतिकी थाए, एतिकी थियो, आउ किछि नथियो. Then when oogonia differentiated into primary oocytes, see, these are the structure: primary ovarian follicle, secondary ovarian follicle. Within that a growing oocyte is present. These are primary oocyte. Now this is primary oocyte. Now एटा बार्थ बेलको 2 to 4 million oogonia थाए, किंतु ता परे जो oogonia रो प्राइमरी oocyte हुए ता पई बहुत समय निये. It will take about 11 to 13 years to complete. That is why oogenesis is a longer process. Birth बेलको 2 to 4 million oogonia थाए, try to understand. हला birth बेलको एतिक oogonia थाए, कि birth परे female child जेतेबेले गर्ल चाइल्ड टा ग्रो कला 11 to 13 years पर्यंत जो ग्रो हला बेलको से जो oogonia अछि से हला करना प्राइमरी oocyte रे कन्वर्ट हुए, किंतु सब जाक प्राइमरी oocyte रे कन्वर्ट हुए नी. From 2 to 4 million oogonia, only 60,000 to 80,000 primary oocytes are formed. Now see, at the time of birth, I told you 2 to 4 million oogonia are there. Okay, from birth to 11 to 13 years of age in the female, from that 60 to 80,000 primary oocytes are produced, and after that in each menstrual cycle, from that in the entire lifespan of the female 400 ovum are produced. Okay. So whatever the other follicles, at the time of birth 2 to 4 million oogonia are there. Up to puberty, sexual maturation in female, that is 60,000 to 80,000 primary oocytes are there. Now in each menstrual cycle from the primary oocyte one ovum will be produced. So it has been calculated. If the female is having one menstrual cycle in a month, how many menstrual cycle in a year? That is 13. Okay, so 13 ovum is produced, and if you calculate the reproductive life of the female, 13, suppose 13 into 30, 34 or 30, near about 400 to 450 ovum are produced in female. What about the other oocytes? They will simply degenerate. एतिकी थला स्टॉक फीमेल ने स्टॉक एतिकी तापर ऐड हुएनी. Again you please understand, these are very important thing. बार्थ बेल को 2 ରୁ 4 मिलियन oogonia थला, आउ फीमेल oogonia ऐड हुए नाही. नो मोर oogonia added, फीमेल स्टॉक लिमिटेड. से 2 ରୁ 4 मिलियन oogonia रु 11 to 13 years 60,000 to 80,000 है प्राइमरी oocyte. तापरे प्राइमरी oocyte रु प्रत्येक मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल गोटे लेखा ओवम हम. तो इट हैज बीन कैलकुलेटेड दैट ड्यूरिंग एंटायर रिप्रोडक्टिव लाइफ, that is in between menarche to menopause age in female, 400 ovum are produced. My question is that what about other oocytes which are there? They will simply degenerate. सेगुड़ा सब degeneration हो जाए. other oocyte कौन हुए? degeneration हो जाए. and these are the concept is known as follicular atresia, or these degenerating follicles are known as atretic follicle. आउ सब जो एतिकीटा ओवम को छाड़ला परे बाकी जो बुझबा लगे बोले एतिकी ओवम 400टा ओवम हैला, बाकी जो oogonia oocyte थला प्राइमरी oocyte एते थला से कोन हैला? they will degenerate. That is a concept, follicular atresia, that degenerating follicles are known as atretic follicle. Okay, and the concept is known as follicular atresia. And that is the main point. And here another point is that one ovum is produced, one oocyte is produced, polar bodies are produced. polar body कहीं produce हुए? polar body sacrificing role अछि. polar body sacrifice कर दिए कहना से ओवम को अधिक साइटोप्लाज्म को प्रोवाइड करिया पाई. polar body is a miniature form. polar body is having equal number of chromosome to that of the ovum. In fact, it is not having that amount of cytoplasm as the ovum is having, because it will ensure more amount of cytoplasm in ovum for further embryonic development. This it is the key concept. Okay. तो ये जो प्राइमरी oocyte टा हैला, प्राइमरी oocyte तो जला सेकेंडरी oocyte होची, एतिकी बेला ओव्युलेशन होची. ओव्युलेशन बेले कोन होची ना प्राइमरी oocyte टा सेकेंडरी oocyte हैला. ए सेकेंडरी oocyte टा ओव्युलेशन होची. जेतबेले स्पर्म ताको फर्टिलाइज करिया को जाउची, स्पर्म टा फर्टिलाइज कला बेले से सेकेंडरी oocyte रे मेयोसिस 2 हे की सेकेंड पोलर बॉडी बाहर की oocyte होची. अनदर इंपोर्टेंट पॉइंट, सी बार्थ बेल को थला oogonia, पिवोटी बेल को अछि प्राइमरी oocyte, ओव्युलेशन बेल को अछि सेकेंडरी oocyte. नाउ व्हेन दिस स्पर्म एटा ओव्युलेशन सेकेंडरी oocyte टा ओव्युलेशन हैला, एटा फैलोपियन ट्यूब को आसे, सेकेंडरी oocyte then comes to fallopian tube, and when the sperm enters into that, then meiosis 2 occurred, and then oocyte or ovum is produced. Okay, कहना दी थर अरेस्ट हो जाए. मन रखता oogenesis दी थर अरेस्ट हुए. अरेस्ट माने कोन? अरेस्ट करके नहीं गले ना, रही जाए, स्टॉप हो जाए. The process of oogenesis stops at two times during the development. One, when it stops during meiosis 1 prophase, it stops. meiosis 1 ने कहीं स्टॉप करे कहने तो प्राइमरी oocyte टा सेकेंडरी oocyte हबो, सब गुडा प्राइमरी oocyte सेकेंडरी oocyte हबोनी. तो the primary, all the primary oocyte never changes to secondary oocyte. से पेन थोड़े स्टॉप हो गला. during which stage of development? That is meiosis 1 prophase. meiosis रे हबो. आ सेकंड टा होची मेटाफेज. प्रोफेज 1 प्रोफेज 2 जानिछो, प्रोफेज 1 ने स्टॉप ला, सेकंड आउ थरे स्टॉप हो जाए, हेडा होची मेटाफेज स्टेज रे, बिकॉज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ MPF, metaphase promoting complex, and when this sperm is fertilizing the ovum or oocyte, you can say, due to formation of anaphase promoting complex, it undergo division producing oocyte and second polar body. Okay. Now we will discuss at the end of the oogenesis, what is produced? At the end of oogenesis, we have learned that one functional ovum and 2 or 3 polar bodies are produced. This is one important thing during oogenesis or at the end of oogenesis. One functional ovum and 2 to 3 polar bodies are produced. Always remember this thing, oogenesis is arrested 2 times. One is prophase 1 of meiosis and second one is metaphase state of meiosis. Because metaphase state, because of formation of one of the complex, that is metaphase promoting factor, and due to the formation of anaphase promoting complex, it will divide. Now the structure of ovum. The structure of ovum was human ovum discovered by Carl von Baer. He discovered human ovum. That is why he is regarded as the father of modern embryology. Okay. In case of ovum, now see the structure of ovum. I am drawing the rough diagram to show the structure of ovum. Now see, if this is the structure of ovum, see, ovum is passive and non-motile, sperm is active and motile, but ovum is passive and non-motile. तो human ovum को discover किया Carl von Baer. That's why he is regarded as the father of modern embryology. Now the human ovum containing cytoplasm. The cytoplasm in the ovum is called ooplasm. Cytoplasm is known as ooplasm. The nucleus is vesicular in appearance. The nucleus in ovum is called germinal vesicle. Okay. There is a plasma membrane surrounding the ooplasm. Plasma membrane surrounding the ooplasm, and just outside the plasma membrane there is a space where the polar body lies. That space is known as perivitelline space. Here just surrounding the plasma membrane there is a space that is called perivitelline space. Okay. The outer two perivitelline space, that is, there is a non-cellular layer. That non-cellular layer is called zona pellucida, ZP, zona pellucida. Okay. And outer to that there are radiating cells which are known as corona radiata. You might have known corona, now this corona is spreading off, but this is not the corona as the disease. Corona means the outer part of the sun is called corona. These are the radiating cell around it, that is why it is called corona. This is called corona radiata. See, this is the structure of human ovum. So human ovum is a non-motile and passive. It is the largest cell in human body. Ovum is the largest cell in human body. It is non-motile, it is passive. It was discovered by Carl von Baer, father of modern embryology. The cytoplasm is called ooplasm. Okay. The nucleus is vesicular in appearance, called germinal vesicle. The plasma membrane is surrounding the ooplasm. Okay. And here another membrane, vitelline membrane, which is not conspicuous, it is not seen, it is inconspicuous in case of the ovum. That is why vitelline membrane is not mentioned in many books. Vitelline membrane ଲେଖା ହଉନି, ଯଦିଓ ଓଭମରେ 3ଟା membrane ଲେଖା ହଉଛି, primary membrane ଟା vitelline membrane, secondary membrane zona pellucida, tertiary membrane corona radiata, but the plasma membrane is actually having intimacy with that, so it is not written in case of ovum. Vitelline membrane name is not mentioned in many of the books. It has been written plasma membrane. Then surrounding to that zona pellucida means non-cellular layer, and there is a cellular layer surrounding to it, that is called corona radiata, because these are radially elongated cells, and this zona pellucida formed by the follicular cell, this corona radiata formed by the elongated follicular cells. Okay. And there is a perivitelline space, plasma membrane बाहरे zona pellucida भितरे, plasma membrane और zona pellucida भितरे गोटे space अच्छी ताको कहते perivitelline space, which is containing the polar body. ओभमर जो एंड रो polar body बाहरे सेटा कहते animal pole. The end of the ovum where the polar body releases known as animal pole. Opposite pole is known as vegetal pole. The end of the ovum where the polar body releases animal pole, and opposite pole is known as vegetal pole. This is the ovum. Okay. Now we will study the hormonal regulation. How the oogenesis is hormonally controlled. Like that of spermatogenesis, everything is under the control of hypothalamus. You know, hypothalamus, supermaster of endocrine gland. Hypothalamus is producing one hormone, that is NRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. Now the GnRH acted upon pituitary gland. It acts upon pituitary gland. Now pituitary gland is producing hormone GTH. GTH means gonadotrophic hormone. Now the GTH hormone, in fact, two types. One is FSH. FSH means follicle stimulating hormone. Another one is luteinizing hormone. Now follicle stimulating hormone acts upon thecal cell. Thecal cell जो follicle है अच्छी तुम पढ़ी already. You have already studied. I have not drawn the diagram completely. Here formation of corpus luteum is there, corpus albicans is there. You have already studied. ये cell गुड़ा का thecal cell थिक्का अच्छी, thecal cell टा estrogen formation करे. तो FSH acts upon thecal cell which is producing estrogen, and the LH is causing ovulation. And also it is responsible in maintaining corpus luteum. Okay, corpus luteum, which is producing progesterone. Okay, so FSH acts upon thecal cell estrogen, and the LH is causing ovulation, and then after that corpus luteum is produced, and corpus luteum produces progesterone, and this is how the entire process of oogenesis is regulated by the hormones. Now coming to significance, last part is significance. So what is the significance of oogenesis? Number one, in the process of oogenesis, one functional ovum and 2 to 3 polar bodies are produced. That is the end product of the oogenesis. Now, as the polar bodies are very small in size, that will ensure more amount of cytoplasm in ovum for further embryonic development. That is one of the important aspects. Number 3, due to formation of haploid ovum, after fertilization, diploid set of chromosome is restored in the zygote, which further leads into embryo. Okay. Number 4, it will establish phylogenetic relationship among the organisms. Oogenesis is one of the important events of sexual reproduction, which is occurring in variety group of the organisms. That is why we can say all the organisms are interlinked. There is a phylogenetic relationship, means evolutionary history among the organism. ସବୁ organism ଭିତରେ ବିବର୍ତ୍ତନ ହିସାବରେ ଗୋଟେ ଲିଙ୍କ ରହିଛି. There is a link according to evolution, so that we are descendant from a common ancestor. That is what known as phylogenetic relationship. Okay, dear students, hopefully you have understood the thing, and the differences. Only thing is that you have to understand the difference. So if I will summarize all the content of oogenesis, just a minute, I will just summarizing the content. Okay. Just I am summarizing the content. Oogenesis. See, so oogenesis is similar to spermatogenesis, but the end products are different. Here I have written the basic mechanism of oogenesis similar to spermatogenesis, but the end product are different, because there is the formation of one functional ovum and 2 to 3 polar bodies. Okay. But it includes all the 3 stages of development as the spermatogenesis is having: phase of multiplication, phase of growth, and phase of maturation. Now look at the diagram. Primordial germ cell to oogonia in phase of multiplication. Then during phase of growth, you see during phase of growth what is there? Growth phase primary oocyte is there. Okay. During phase of growth, primary oocyte is there. Now at the maturation phase, one functional ovum and 3 polar bodies are produced. Look at this figure and try to understand. The growth phase is little longer, and that is actually taking years to complete. Okay. Now in multiplication phase, I told you the primary germ cell or primordial germ cell repeatedly divide, forming oogonia or egg mother cell, which is represented by egg tube of Flauser and egg nest cell within the ovary. Growth phase is longer because for metabolic activities. And maturation phase, I told you maturation phase, the oogenesis is arrested at 2 times. During meiosis 1, that is prophase 1 of meiosis, and then metaphase 2. Okay, at 2 times it is arrested, and when the sperm fertilizes the oocyte, it donates the centriole, proximal centriole to oocyte, and it undergo further division. Okay. Then structure of ovum we have discussed. Largest cell in human body, of course it is present in female, largest cell in human body, not in case of the male, but ovum is alecythal. Alecythal means negligible amount of yolk. Why yolk is negligible? ओभम रे यक कहीं कम थाए ना मदर भितर ग्रो करे से तार यक बेसी रिक्वायरमेंट हुए नी. ओके नाउ डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ ओभम जेतबेले ऊटा चेंज है ओभम को कौन कौन डिफरेंशिएट है चेंज इन द न्यूक्लियस माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया गोल्गी बॉडीज. तो ये डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ ओभम रे दीटा प्रोसेस हुए गोटे हूँ प्री भाइटेलोजेनेसिस अनदर वन इज भाइटेलोजेनेसिस. ड्यूरिंग प्री भाइटेलोजेनेसिस all the major organelles nucleus will enlarge the mitochondria. So in oogenesis two essential processes are there. Pre-vitalogenesis the nuclear sap will increase, mitochondria will increase, Golgi bodies practically they will diminish or they will degenerate, and the endoplasmic reticulum are not having ribosomes. That is pre-vitalogenesis. RNA synthesis will increases. But vitalogenesis means formation of yolk. Okay, yolk formation is called vitalogenesis. That is one of the important phase. Okay, in differentiation of ovum, then structure of ovum we have discussed. This is this. Look at the structure of ovum. Zona pellucida, corona radiata. Okay. Now this is the classification of ovum. Will deal with that later on. Hormonal regulation of oogenesis. Hormonal regulation of oogenesis, and then we discuss significance of oogenesis. Okay, dear students, I have explained the important points or key points of spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Hopefully you understood the thing what I mean to say during gametogenesis process. You are always free to ask any doubt. If you face jete doubt अछि pile pacharibo ta vidare kon problem अछि, we will discuss more and more, and in the next class we will study about fertilization, that is process of union of haploid gamete so as to produce diploid zygote. Thank you all.